We're starting.
Okay,
Take two.
take two.
Why do we have to do a take two?
Just because we messed up on the first,
Rang.
the phone rang.
Us. Us. Who are us?
We are,
Who are we?
you are Mike,
I'm Mike.
and I'm Tim
Tim Schmeeding
Schmeeding,
and Mike
Pajoni,
Bajoni. Yeah, he's got it. And we're from Motor City Scuba,
Detroit area.
Detroit area. Novi. We're actually in Novi right now.
Yeah.
N-O-V-I. And what are we here for, Tim?
To talk about the transceiver, the Garmin T1, T2,
T2.
T2.
What is your favorite Terminator movie? Mine is T2.
Yeah, I like
Do you
T2.
remember that one?
Yeah.
All right. What happened in it? You don't remember. You're just saying that. You don't remember it. Yes, we're going to talk
I've
about the
seen them
Descent
all, but
T2. You've not seen all of them. There's so many Terminator movies. There's no way you've seen all of them. I don't even know how many there are. Yeah, the Garmin T2. And we're going to talk about it because you're a very experienced diver, right?
yes.
How many years have you been diving?
Uh, 30,
No.
40,
40 years, yes. How long have you known me?
30.
Yes, that's what we established in the last video that the
Yeah.
phone rang through. We're still not too aware of the part. We'll let everyone know this is where we had to stop last time because the phone rang.
Yeah.
Although this one seems like it's going to be longer. Yeah, why was I asking you how long you've been diving? Oh, because you've been diving a long time and you're an experienced diver and you maintain your equipment, right?
Yes.
How often do you maintain your stuff?
Once a year.
Once a year. Yeah, most people have it looked at once a year. And then maybe once a year, every other year, they kind of change out all their O-rings. And so if you have this T2 transmitter, but it's not just a transmitter, right?
It's a transceiver.
Transceiver. So Tim's correcting me because this sends your air pressure and also receives messages and stuff if you want. But if you're good at taking care of your equipment, you're probably going to want to change the O-rings on this. There's not a ton of O-rings, but there are some O-rings on this. And there is an O-ring on this that causes problems because it's not a standard O-ring that scuba stores have, which is annoying, isn't it?
It's annoying.
It is very annoying.
Yeah.
So, Tim, as an experienced diver, tell me, how do you mount your transceiver
I mount it on the short hose.
You put it on a short hose. What's the other way to do it?
It's directly in the regulator.
Which is that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Because I have to be different from you.
Good.
Why do you put yours on the hose?
It's to keep people from touching it.
Who's touching your stuff, man? Don't let them. Yeah, but people won't use it as a handle.
Yeah.
You won't use it as a handle, maybe.
Right. Well, I know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes just to get it away from the other hoses because it's a bit cluttered down there, so you kind of need to get the space. So yeah, there's two ways to mount it to your regulator. One, you just put it right into a high pressure port. The other, you put it into a short high pressure hose and then add that, or I guess it could be a long high pressure hose, and then add that to the system. So it comes with two restrictors or air spools, or what did you call them?
No.
We just did it.
Yeah.
You said spindle.
Spindle.
We just did it. And I was like, oh, yeah, some people call it a spindle. And now you forgot. So you made up spindle the first time around, and now when I'm calling you out on it, you're like, I don't know what I said the first time. Yes. So it comes with two ways to kind of connect it to the high pressure because we don't want all that volume. We don't need that high pressure actually going into this. We need the high pressure to go into this, but we don't need the volume. We don't need the actual gas. So there's a little restrictor. And because the hose version needs to swivel, some people will call this a swivel. You called it a spindle. I called it a spool. And then there'll be one that's directly into the unit. So there's nothing that needs to be mounted into a hose. So if you're changing the O-rings, there's an O-ring at the base of the threads here. You'll pull that off and you'll be like, oh, standard O-ring. I got that in my O-ring kit, my Save a Dive kit. And then if you have it mounted to a hose, you'll pull off the O-ring that's on the hose side. And you'll be like, that's a standard O-ring. But then when you get to the O-ring that goes into the T2, you're going to notice that that is not a standard O-ring. No, it's not. Actually, before we get that far, let's take the restrictor out. To pull the restrictor out, I'm just going to use my nails to kind of pull that out. I would be careful if you were using a tool or anything so you don't scratch it.
Use something like plastic or something.
Use something like plastic, like single-use plastic. Single-use plastic that's already in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And just do that. Like use a plastic knife, just pull it out, and then throw that knife out. Or better yet, throw it into the forest. Into the ocean. Yeah, even better. That's what Amanda would want us to do. So yeah, we'll pull that out. And this one has two O-rings, and both of those are that unique O-rings, unique O-ring, and that's why we're here today, because it's not a standard O-ring. And if you called Garmin and said, "Hey, I want to order a bunch of those O-rings," what would they say?
No.
They would say no. What would they offer instead?
They would offer you this package with two of them in
Yeah,
it.
you could buy a package that has both high pressure restrictor. One's a spool, one's a restrictor, and that's kind of pricey for just four O-rings.
Just
And
four
then,
O-rings there.
yeah, but this is probably a handy thing to have for like in the field if you needed to change something.
So then you
But
can do it quickly.
exactly. Not that changing O-rings takes a long time, but you have to have a nice sharp tool, and it's nice to have a nice stable base. If you're on a rocking boat, that's going to be a pain in the butt.
Yes.
So to take the O-rings off, you told me earlier that you would burn them off, and I said, "No, Tim, don't do that. Don't burn them." I said you get a nice sharp brass pick, and you would just get under that O-ring and pop it off. So we took that one off. That's the 003. That's the standard scuba O-ring. Every dive store is going to have a bunch of those.
Okay.
And then when you take the one off that goes inside the T2 transmitter, that's when you're going to notice, that O-ring looks different. It's a little thinner. It's a lot thinner, actually, and it's got a bigger interior diameter. The ID is bigger. So that's the one that is not readily available. You have to special order. Luckily, we're in the Motor City, so we have lots of manufacturers around here that make things like O-rings and gaskets. So there's just one down the street. I went in there and said, "Hey, I need a bunch of these O-rings made." I'll put that size in the comments so people could do the same thing, but it might not make sense for them to order 200 of them, or it's not terrible for me to order that many because we'll use them. So I've taken the O-rings off of the spool. Cool. Now I'll take them off the restrictor. I do them the same way. Keep in mind, you wouldn't need to change both because you would only probably use one unless you're switching it back and forth from different reg sets. Have you ever done that?
No.
No. I would find that to be a pain in the butt. To every time you have to be like, all right, well, I'm using this system. Let me take my transmitter off of it. So take both the O-rings off the same way. Oh, I didn't hold it up so people can see, but I put the pick under and just pulled both O-rings off. So now we have all of the O-rings off, and so now we need to put them back on. So to put them back on, it's actually easier than you think. They do make a tool, so if you have taken it into your dive store, they'll probably use a tool to do it. And then the tool works. It's pretty straightforward. You put the spool into like a little holder like this. You put a dunce cap on the top of it, and then you slide the O-ring over that dunce cap onto the spool. But you don't necessarily need to do that. You can just push it over with your fingers because they're little small O-rings. They got enough give on them that they just push right over. For the 003, we have different varieties. Do you know what's the difference between the two?
These are brown colored and that's black.
That is true.
And these are
browns are Viton, so you can use them with more. If you have more oxygen than normal air, the Viton's probably the way to go. It's just going to be regular air applications. You can use the standard rubber one, but we're going to put the Viton one because that's what they had on it. But also it'll help us tell apart the two. So I'm going to get myself a little O-ring out of that drawer, and I'm just going to kind of hold it on my finger, and then I'm going to go to the spool. So the side that's got the thinner wall, because this has a smaller interior diameter, that's where this is going to go over. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to push it over the end of the spool, and it just gently kind of pushes on there and goes right into its groove.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, right?
Yep.
And then I'm going to get a new O-ring. So this is the special O-ring. Same thing. I'm just going to hold it gently on my finger and then take it and then just push it right over the spool. So now I've got two new O-rings on that spool. So if I was putting this back onto my hose, that brown one, that Viton one, goes into the hose. That small black one, which is the special unique one, goes into the transmitter. Some folks are going to want to use a little bit of crystal lube, just a little bit though. You don't need a ton on there to make installation easy and make sure you're protecting that O-ring so when it does move a little bit, it's not getting damaged. To change, if you're putting it directly into the first stage, you're going to install the O-rings the same way. Let's get a new O-ring. I'm just going to take the O-ring, I'm going to push it over the top of the restrictor, get it down into its groove.
Yep.
And then I've created kind of a speed bump there.
Yeah.
So what do you think I'm going to do next, Tim?
You can slide the other one right over it.
Right over top of it. Yep. So you're going to put it over top the same way, but then I'm just going to gently pull it over that little speed bump and down into its groove. And now I can install that one, which I'll let you do. You can push it there. Oh yeah, Tim. Almost did it. Push it right back in. And so now this could be installed.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No, that was the one I had was just about if you had both O-rings off, how would you tell? And you explained it that it's a different size. You'd see it,
Yep.
and it's the one that fits into the.
It's almost like we did this previously,
Yeah,
and right at
almost
this point, the phone rang,
Yeah, yeah,
and we were
yeah,
like, "Oh, well, cool." So I'll just address that question, and now the phone's not ringing, so we can continue to go
yeah,
from here.
yeah,
So this is all uncharted territory. And last time the way we ended it was, well, I guess we got to end it because the phone's ringing, and then Amanda was mad at us and she threatened to punch you.
yeah.
So we had to end it. So now we're just rambling. We're lost. We don't know what to do. We're uncharted territory now. Crazy. Um, I will put in the comments, or maybe in the description, the O-ring size, or a link to. I think Garmin has it on their site, so I'll probably link to officially where Garmin says the O-ring size to use, and then I'll have a link to our site where you can buy those O-rings. So if you're like, I don't want to go buy hundreds of those O-rings, I'll just buy 3 of them from Motor City Scuba.
Yeah. It sounds like an economical way to do it.
No, we're gonna charge a ton. $100 an O-ring. And I'm like, of course I'm going to buy this kit. That's way cheaper than 100. When was your last dive?
When was my last time?
Yeah,
Uh,
Thursday. Last Thursday.
last, probably Saturday.
Last Saturday.
Yeah,
Did you have fun?
I did.
All right, that's cool.
I did.
You just want to keep talking, and then we'll have the stop button push, or should we say like, "Hey, let's end it now"?
Let's end it now.
Let's end it now. Okay, I'll push the button.